If we want to change the entire design of this page, we simply have to click on this X for those sections in order to delete everything. Then we can either create a page with AI or from Media Library. From Media Library, we can go over here to Pages and choose one from over here, or by going to Blocks and from Categories, create a page from Blocks. But let's stay on Page, and we can use this search in order to find the page that works for our case. In our case, it's a menu page. So we have this one, so let's click on Insert. And now we can see the page over here. We can see all the sections and the containers that this page has over here. We have the logo. We can delete this section because we already have a logo over here. So let's click on this X. Then we have menu. This once again doesn't work for us because we have our own menu. So let's delete this section. We can keep those. So we have a strip. Let's see what this one contains. It has a container and an icon list. And we can see over here for the icon list, we have the items over here. We can add a new item by clicking over here. We have apply link on full width or inline. By clicking on a particular item, we can see the text over here. We can edit the text with AI. We can add an icon from over here, like so. And we can have a link over here. If we want to delete a particular item, we simply have to click on this X. And if we want to duplicate one, we simply have to click like so on this icon over here. And we have two strips of those. As we can see, we have multiple icons over here so that we can have this effect so they are not properly aligned. And over here at the layout, we have inline. We could also have default like so. By going to style, we have space between, the alignment, like so, divider, width, height, color, and the style. For the icon, some settings like color, size, gap, the alignment, and for the text, global typography or custom one, text shadow, and color, and for the hover options as well. For the icon, we also have hover options. And we also have some advanced settings over here. Okay. Then we have a hero cover that has an image. Let's change the image. Okay. By going to style, we can see that this image is set to 100%. Because this image is a portrait image, that's why it's this long. We can change the height from over here. We can set it to pixel, percentage, view height, and so on. We can see now that the image is distorted. We can fix that by changing over here the object fit to cover. And over here, let's set top center. Okay, it doesn't really work that well. Okay, I like it like this. So let's move on. For the next section, let's click on this arrow in order to expand everything. So the next section, best way to start. We have a container that has a heading. Then we have another section that is called menu that has a container. So let's see why this container occupies only this space. We can see it over here. The width is set to percentage and only to 75%, and the justify content is set over here to end. And we also see over here the wrap is set to wrap. So we can see the change like so. Now wrap and wrap. And if we are going to this container to menu, we can see that the direction is set in reverse. So that's why it occupies only this part of the screen. Okay, so what do we have? We have multiple containers. This one has a heading, this one has a heading, text editor, and another heading. So let's see. So this main container it's set to percentage over here, to width to percentage to 30%. And for the heading, we can see the border that we can see over here. It's set from the advanced border over here and solid. And we can see over here that the values are unlinked and that we have 2 pixels to the top, right and left. By going to the next container, we can see a minimum height set. Once again, the items are wrapped. By going to style and to border, we can see the border over here. And by going to advanced, we can see the padding over here. That's the distance that we can see between those widgets and the edge of the container. And we also have something interesting over here. So let's see how this one is created. Okay, so we have this container over here that we can see it like so. We don't see anything special over here. And then we have card ellipse over here. We have the width set to percentage and to 150. So we are changing this to 100. We can see it like so, and by changing it to 150, we can see that it goes outside its container. And if we are going to style, to border, we can see the border over here and the border radius over here. So that's why it has this oval form. By moving on, so we have a container, so this one, the next container. So this next one has 2 containers. We can see an icon that moves. So let's click on this icon over here and to advance. We can see that it has an absolute position over here, and by going to mouse effects, we can see that it has the scrolling effects on and the mouse effects on, and we can see what it was set over here. So that's why this icon moves. We have then 2 heading widgets over here and another container. And over here we have other containers as well. For this container, let's see why this one moves. Let's once again go to advanced, to motion effects, and we can see once again that it has scrolling effects and that it has a horizontal scroll effect over here. So that's why this one moves. So we have 2 images here as well, another heading. Once again, we have an icon that moves. I thought for a second that I saw that this vegan element moved. So let's see if they have an animation, entrance animation. This one doesn't have it. So this one that I thought I saw it moving. Yeah. So when I scroll downwards, I thought I saw this vegan label move. So by going to advanced and over here to motion effects, we have entrance animation, fade in left. So that's why it moved. Okay, and over here would be the footer, and we don't need this because we have our own footer. So we could simply delete those as well. So basically, in order to see what you can edit, you simply have either to look over here to the structure, which is the easiest way in my opinion, or by clicking on the elements and see what you can change. Whenever you see something that catches your eye, for example, this icon that moves, you can simply click on it, and then by looking at those 3 sections over here to content, style and advanced, you can see what makes it special. In this case, because this one moves and we do not have any animation effects, any motion effects in the style, we go over here to the advanced tab, and then we can look over here to motion effects that we have over here. We can also see that we have animate with AI over here. We have scrolling effects and we have mouse effects. And over here we have where the effects are applied. And by clicking over here, we can see how they are set. And if we want to check how this page looks on tablet and on mobile, we simply have to click over here to tablet and over here to mobile. And in order to make the settings for a particular device, we simply have to click on the element that we want to edit. By going over here to style, for example, we can see this icon that says that the settings that we are doing for alignment right now are for mobile. by clicking on this icon, we can also set for tablet. Same goes for the advanced, for margins and paddings. And we can see those icons in multiple places. If we want to go back, we simply have to go over here, history, and then go back. We can even go back to editing started.